Hello, who are you and where are you from?
So I am Wendy Moore and I live in New Orleans. New Orleans is home. I went to high school, so grew up for my older years in Minnesota. So I have family in Minnesota and New Orleans. We always say that we're connected by the Mississippi River, which is right behind us here. And I lived for 16 years in Texas. I teach at Texas A&M University.
Wow. And what did you do now?
I am an associate professor of sociology. I teach sociology of law. I'm also a lawyer. I teach critical race theory, which is an interesting moment to exist, I guess, and race and ethnic relations. I study race and the law, the way that legal mechanisms maintain racial hierarchy and such.
And we're meeting here on a levee.
Yes.
Over the Mississippi River.
It's one of my favorite places.
Is this New Orleans yet, or is this Franklin, or where?
No, this is New Orleans. We're in New Orleans. This is the Fly right here, which is actually one of the highest places in the city, and is they have baseball fields and such, and then they have recreation. And right behind us is Audubon Zoo, and behind you is the Mississippi River, and this is the levee where I walk my dog. Zeus, yep.
Has the weather changed much since you were a kid?
Oh, yeah.
And how is that?
Well, I remember, both here, so for the last few weeks, just by way of example, we have had constant heat advisories. So temperature feels like 115 all the way up to 120. They've got climate centers going. Now, New Orleans in the summer, since I was a kid, has always been really hot, but not like this. This is hotter. Obviously, Katrina showed us in 2005 what was happening with the way in which hurricanes were getting worse, and of course they are. And in Minnesota, when I go back, there's been days that are 60, 70 degrees in December. That's not, or November. That's not something that's ever happened. And the cold has been colder, and the hot has been, or the warm has been warmer. And right now in Minnesota, my daughter, who has asthma, is actually down here with me this month because there has been so much smog from the fires in Canada.
And what about on an everyday basis? Say on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most concerned, where would you put yourself?
10.
Because of the reasons you just gave. What about the future? Is there anything we can do about it? Are you a climate optimist or a climate pessimist, and is there anything we can do?
Boy, I want to be an optimist, so I have optimistic tendencies. I want to hope that people will come together and see this as an existential crisis, which as a professor I have to say, a lot of people use the word existential crisis and we don't think about what that means, and what it actually means is our existence, right? So existential comes from existing, and that we will not be able to exist, certainly in this way. My city, New Orleans, which I love, it's my soulmate city, will not be here for my granddaughter, and that unless we do something. So I want to be an optimist, but the way that the politics is in this country right now, for the last 7 or 8 years, I feel like pessimism has been overtaking my optimism. Yeah.
All right. Here on the 27th, we said, right?
Yep, 27th
of July in New Orleans. We know what it means to miss New Orleans.
That's right.
And thank you very much.
Thank you.